Today I'm going to demo using the VoiceOver Rotor to navigate to landmarks on the page. The recommendation for using landmarks is that you will have about one header per page, one footer per page, one nav per page. You could have more navs per page, but if you do, each one should have its own label, and then one main per page. And so this site that we're looking at on the screen right now has a header, which is this entire blue box surrounding this menu, this Start Designing Today title, and this newsletter sign up. We've got nav, which is these 4 links up top. We have main, which is this white space below the header, starting with resources, writing the pattern, encompassing all of these cards, and then ending right before the footer. And then our footer landmark is this other blue box down at the bottom of the screen. Quick side note, when I say header, I mean the header HTML element. I don't mean headings, which would be like your H1, your H2, your H3. So when I say one header on a page, I mean one header element, not one heading. So I'll enable VoiceOver now, and I'll start by just kind of, tabbing through.
Link, resources, net link, blog, link, about, link, contact, email address, required, edit, join the newsletter, button, link, accessibility, link, charts.
Okay, and that's going to take a while to get through the whole page. So what I'm going to do instead is pull up the rotor and kind of explore what's on this page. So Control-Option-U pulls up the rotor.
Headings menu.
So each of these menus is a list of the items of that type that are on the page. Go over to our landmarks menu.
Form controls menu. No items in web spots menu. Landmarks menu.
All right. And now, if I were a screen reader user, I would use my up and down arrow keys to explore what's in this list.
Banner. Navigation. Main. Content information.
Banner is the ARIA role name for header, and then content information is the footer. Using this menu, I can easily say, let's skip right to our main content, or even, let's skip to our footer. Let's see what's there. So I'll hit enter to select that content information.
Yarn skein icon by.
And now I'm in the footer. That landmarks list is really brief. It's got a header, it's got a nav, it's got a main, it's got a footer. So that makes it pretty darn easy to jump between different sections of the page. I want to go over to my second copy of this site. This is a copy I'm running locally. It looks about the same, but in this case, I've implemented something that's a common pattern that I see that actually causes problems for screen reader users, but that's usually done with kind of their best interests in mind. So on the screen now is a links component. This is a React component, but even if you don't know React, I think you should be able to understand this. What we'll be looking at is inside this return statement, where we start with link styles. We have some of what looks like some HTML in there. It's actually JSX. And then we end at link styles down here in line 78. I have added a header landmark, and that is surrounding what visually kind of looks like a header. So it's got that price of like that free or paid tag at the very top of the card. And then in H3 that includes a link to the resource itself. And then the header ends, and then we have our description, our author information, all that good stuff. This is a common pattern I see where folks are like, oh, we're supposed to use semantic HTML. We're supposed to have headers that indicate the top parts of content. I'm making a reusable component that has something that visually looks like a header, so I'm going to add a header HTML element. And that is coming from a place of love, right? We want to have correct semantic HTML. But in actuality, what happens when you render this card multiple times on a page is a screen reader user now has a much less helpful landmark list in their rotor. This is my version of the site that does have those headers in those cards. I'm going to open up the rotor with Control-Option-U.
Landmarks menu.
I want to get to the footer.
22 items. Banner. Navigation. Main. Banner. 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 Content information. Yarn skein icon by.
Finally, we're there. So you might be wondering, well, if we can't put a header in our card, then how can someone quickly navigate to that card? The rotor has a headings menu as well. And actually, if you use logical heading structure in your document, and remember headings are things like H1, H2, H3 through H6, then the VoiceOver user can actually navigate to those headings using the rotor as well.
Landmarks menu. Window spots links menu. Headings menu.
Now I can actually scroll through and hear what headings are on the page and jump to exactly what I'm interested in without having to guess what is in each banner area.
Heading level 1 2 items. Resources for writing the pattern. Heading level 2 accessibility. Heading level 3 accessible patterns will regroup. Heading level 3 accessible patterns will regroup. You are currently on a head.
So now I've jumped right directly to the heading that I'm interested in. You might wonder, well, if that's a workaround, then why does it matter if we have so many headers? But I think that the goal of having correct semantic HTML often is to provide a better experience for disabled people and people who, maybe are using screen readers to access your website. And if you have a ton of headers, well, if there's a workaround where they can use headings to navigate, but they can't really use their landmarks to navigate, then you're honestly creating a worse experience. You could probably get away with using maybe 2 headers, but I certainly would not follow this pattern of having a header on every card on the page. And keep in mind that the more landmarks you add, the less useful each landmark is.